This afternoon at Carisbrook in Dunedin for the first of the Tri-Nations match in 1999, the All Blacks against South Africa, and really it's a superb day. And now we await the arrival of the visiting team, the Springboks, and they'll be led out by Gary Teichmann.
Just imagine the mental concentration of these players now, channeled into what they have to do for their team, going over their responsibilities.
Six changes to the Springbok team that lost to Wales, with the most notable recalls being in the pack, where Andre Venter, Mark Andrews and Osterrand return to add much-needed bulk and experience. The Griquas and West pair of Van Veselen and Du Toit combined close to the scrum, while Brayton Pulser returns on the right wing in place of Ter Blanche. Gary Teichmann captains the Springboks for the 36th time in a test. And a look at the 7 reserves as Taine Randall brings out the All Blacks. The All Black team for the first Tri-Nations test has a settled look about it, with just one change to the side that thrashed France. Andrew Blowers returns on the blindside flank in place of Dylan Mika, and to emphasise the changes that have occurred lately, only Alama Iramia remains from the game here 5 years ago. 6 of this team are playing on their home ground, and for Case Mews and Carl Hoff of Otago, it's their first test at Carisbrook. And a powerful reserve bench for the All Blacks, headed of course by Jonah Lomu, and the coach is John Hart.
Well, it still does it for me.
Absolutely magnificent from Judd Arthur, as the All Blacks now move across to do the haka.
So that's the challenge. How'd you like to be in green? Well, I must say they've made great progress in the haka since I was doing it. Tremendous haka, that one.
South Africans have decided to play with the sun behind them in the first half. No wind at all to speak of. Peter Marshall from Australia in his 17th test match today, assisted by Andrew Cole, also from Australia, Derek Bevan of Wales, and the long-awaited Tri-Nations of 1999 almost set to go. Dave Van Hesselen, his first test match against the All Blacks. Mark Andrews waits. Time on, away we go. Mertens with the kick out. Teichmann wants it, the South African captain. Good charge. Just out from the 22 and picked up by Durant. Good service for Van Hesselen, and Gaffy Du Toit on his favoured left boot.
Well, it's so difficult, isn't it? The first time you touch the ball, particularly under these sort of circumstances. Both the halfback first 5'8", playing against the All Blacks today, both now touch the ball. Probably a little more comfortable because of it. Here he is, Norman Maxwell. He's on fire these days. The old warhorse. Brooke.
Beautifully taken, Maxwell. Marshall frees it up to Mertens. The charge in midfield from Iramia, the only survivor from the All Blacks here in 1994.
You'll ask it forward.
It's untidy.
I thought the green lost it forward,
And it was lost forward by the Boks.
Well, a little fortuitous for New Zealand. Certainly losing control of the ball. The Bok making the mistake. So it's a great attacking position, this one. Absolutely superb so early in the game. Having a loose head 40 metres out.
Big Springbok forward pack. Wilson on the blind side. Couldn't give it away to Gibson. They're 10 out from the 22. And Marshall hands it off as Oliver takes it in. Now Marshall for Mertens. The kick's just a little shallow, coming down near the 22, and the ball lost forward by the South Africans.
Well, we had a great opportunity for New Zealand, and once again it's repeated because there's a decent blindside here. 20 metres on the blind side, which means the Bok have to cover that side, as you'll see, but the New Zealand back spread out to the left. Also a very big open opportunity on that side. It will be interesting to see what the New Zealand decision is.
Big start by the All Blacks, Paul.
Yeah, certainly, but the South Africans within 2 minutes had made two crucial areas where they could have got the ball back, and that's not a good sign with the weather conditions above.
Former All Black Ginge Henderson sideline for us this afternoon on a magnificent day at Carisbrook. Yapi Mulder out in midfield. All Blacks in a big attacking position here. Away it goes again to Mertens. Iramia hits it hard. He's equally hit hard by the defence. Marshall can see it in there. Peeling back. Mertens with a drop kick. And just away. And the TAB heave a sigh of relief.
I would say that was great South African defence. Midfield, Alama Iramia, known for his power, straight running. It's the strength of his game. Being tackled head on, and that's the result of it. They won the ball from the ruck. Mertens missed with a drop kick.
The toy with the drop out. Wilson. Now Umaga, first run of the game for Tana. Almost made it to halfway. Back it comes on the South African side, but the referee's got the arm extended.
Down, thank you. Now stay on your feet. Drive over, not down.
So nearly the first turnover of the game.
Over.
Judged to be illegal.
Here, driving over. Playing your hand.
Well, that was fairly clear, wasn't it? Going over the top, playing with the hand. So the question is, will New Zealand kick for goal or play position? Well, Umaga lost his feet. Didn't really set it up well. It was an opportunity for a turnover there.
So Mertens drives the South Africans back towards their 22. So far it's been all the All Blacks in the first 4 minutes.
Well, I must say I do like the look of the new All Black jersey. Very stylish, in keeping with the nearing of the millennium.
Anton Oliver's first throw was accurate to Maxwell.
Well, isn't that colour coordinated?
Kronfeld at the back. Corne Krieger against Tim.
Yes, it's going to be an intriguing battle, the loose forward battle.
Contact lenses, I think, Mark Andrews.
No contact lenses for that man.
Plenty of contact, though.
Plenty of contact, exactly. Yes, well, we have seen over the years, of course, Andrews having a number of problems like this. But, of course, you can't use glasses on the rugby field, can you? That would be rather horrific.
He's okay, so set to go again. Brayton Polster hasn't seen it yet, and the referee wants it thrown again.
So that's an example of outmanoeuvring your opponent on line-out throws.
Oliver goes short to Robin Brooke.
Reminiscent of an old-style line-out, that one. Outmanoeuvring your opponent, taking clean ball in the big drive.
Now it's there for Marshall. Mertens up for Gibson. Umaga. Big gap for Tana. 10 metres out in centre field. Play on, says the referee, and the All Blacks have it through Brooke. Takes it back into the heavy stuff.
It's a ball. Get it out. Get it out.
It's coming now for Marshall. Mertens dabs ahead. Rousseau looks to cover, and he calls for the mark. Well done. Awkward one for Peter Rousseau.
Once again, Mertens read the situation perfectly. South African backline up very flat. Great defence from Rousseau. Superb, really taking the mark right on the goal line.
All Blacks take it quickly. Mertens partially charged. Everybody's onside. Corne Krieger, 15 out from the 22 in centre field. Von Hesselen not afraid to have a go in close. Taken down by Case Muse.
Last man.
Well, he did well. He should have been tackled, really.
Du Toit pushing it down inside the All Black 22 for the first time in the game. Very good kick. And so the Springboks have repulsed the challenge in the first 5 minutes.
Which, of course, is what big rugby is all about. The ability to withhold, to stand, to sustain the pressure, to absorb the pressure, and then answer back. And that's exactly what the Boks have done.
Oliver goes short once again. All Black line-out work has been excellent so far in this game.
Wait.
Mertens organising himself for the touch kick. And just a little off the side of the boot, but safely out all the same. Andrew Mertens.
Once again, great play by the Springbok. Forcing a line out inside the New Zealand quarter and defending against the drive, stopping the drive, forcing Mertens into kicking for touch, and now South African ball to the line out. The first time they've had the ball from a set play opportunity.
So let's see if Naka Drotsky can get it right. Going for Andre Fenter. Off the top for Kobus Fasaki. Good ground by the big prop forward. As the Springboks march up towards the 22. Von Hesselen now to Du Toit. Mertens to make the tackle, and it was finished off by Kronfeld on Peter Muller. And Von Hesselen has just nudged it forward.
Back scrum.
So the Springboks will be disappointed. It was an opportunity.
Back scrum.
Second phase ball. Yes, I think the foot obviously caught the ball as he went for it.
Mertens again does the clearing.
So New Zealand relieving pressure only for a very brief period, I would imagine, being South African ball right on the halfway line. So it has been an even encounter for the first 7 minutes of this game. New Zealand doing more attacking, but South Africa seemingly absorbing that quite easily.
First ever All Black South African test was played here on this ground in 1921. Springboks have yet to win at Carisbrook in 4 previous encounters. Von Hesselen. Cullen waits. Rousseau coming through smartly, challenging, but Cullen's done well. Look at the power of Christian Cullen. All Blacks get to his assistance smartly. Marshall wide to Mertens, could open up here. Gave it away though to Yapi Mulder. Umaga hard on Rousseau. And it's going to be coming on the Springbok side. Fenter back to Brayton Pulser. Bang, straight into Daryl Gibson with a big tackle. Some big tackling going on early in the match. Now Von Hesselen. Claimed on the All Black side. Now back for fullback Jeff Wilson. Spiralling a beautiful kick away down the touchline side.
Well, that was a very intriguing facet of play.
Corne Krieger is in a bit of trouble for South Africa and has been for a couple of minutes.
Tremendously intriguing, really. Mertens making a little break, and the gap was there for sure. Couldn't quite get the ball wide. South African defence was equal to it, and South Africa having their opportunities also in that passage.
Drotsky. Here's the powerhouse Oz Durant, almost to halfway. Now Von Hesselen. Du Toit punching it towards the corner. Umaga had a look, and he's decided to have a go.
Well, it's his nature. of course, he loves to have a go, and I'd back him 9 times out of 10, one-on-one to beat his man. On that occasion, it was great defence. Notice how he was, the defender lined him up, kept him towards the touchline, and then chased him towards the touchline. That's great defence for the new cap.
Tana Umaga playing in his 9th test match this afternoon. The Springboks still playing with 14 men. Corne Krika is still in trouble, and it'll be Andre Vos who will be his replacement, claimed by Fenter. And
Thanks, must be 10 metres.
it's against Andrew Blowers. Was on the 10 metres. Durant takes it quickly. Throws himself at the line now. Got a chance here. Drotsky off to Rousseau. All Blacks just holding them out. Now Von Hessler. That's the goal line right there. And the ball will be turned over.
Desperate defence from New Zealand. All the heat coming on. The Springboks are winding it up. So this becomes a very key scrum. Krika, obviously with a problem that will see him taken from the field for the match, I would say.
Yes, onto the stretcher. So Andre Vos. Well, that's a shame. Corne Krika, captain South Africa, one of the tests against Italy on his test debut.
Yes, his replacement, Andre Vos, very good footballer, constructive felicitator, which will be handy, of course, with the side, the type of forward pack that the South Africans have. So I don't think they'll be losing much. So desperate scrum for New Zealand. This will be interesting, won't it, to see how the New Zealand front row handle the Springbok front row. Of course, there's a very big advantage, 22 kilograms in the front row, advantage to the Springboks.
Marshall does the job himself. Montgomery waits, it's not out. Umaga hard on him, couldn't get him though. It's Tronfeld who does it, 5 out from the 22. It's been turned over, I suspect. Yes, it has. Now there's no fullback at home. So Polsa and Rousseau going back. Forced onto his left boot, does a good job though. Down as far as Mertens. Now it's wide open spaces out to the right. Mertens has spotted that, and he's drilled it hard. Kept in play by Du Toit. Randall and Kronfeld back together, straight across to Umaga. Natural inclination to have a go, so he does. Smack into Yapi Mulder. Not too many get through his tackling.
There it is.
The All Blacks are going to get it back, though, through Justin Marshall. Kronfeld stayed out wide. Now here's a chance. Cullen, he's got Mertens to the right. Near the 22. There it is for Brook to send it wide. Oliver to Jeremiah. Randall. And it's offside.
Forward. One forward. It's a penalty here. 13 offside.
Number 13 for South Africa, Yapi Mulder. He was offside, but he may not have minded too much because it was probably a try-saving tackle.
Well, it was indeed. Professional foul, some may call it. Certainly a two-man overlap. Well, it was a great facet of play, quite a long facet, but this is how it culminated. And watch Mulder going up in front of the ball, of course, not allowing Wilson to clear it to the unmarked man outside him.
I think the call was probably against Brayton Polsa rather than Yapi Mulder. And here is an opportunity for Mertens.
I would have thought that New Zealand would have wanted more than the 3 points from that movement. A great lot of perception shown by firstly Marshall with a kick back when Percy Montgomery was in the ruck, and then once again by Mertens following that, gaining a lot of territory.
Point scoring underway in the game. Mertens converts the penalty, and the All Blacks are ahead by 3-0.
Well, it's been all action for this huge crowd here, all blacked out at the House of Pain.
Du Toit. And a solid start to the game. He's a big first 5'8". Ball falls for the All Blacks. No, it doesn't. It's been turned over for the Springboks. Now it's Peter Muller. Loves the physical stuff, does Peter Muller. Van Hesselen. Du Toit. Drop kick, it's wobbly, and it's to the side.
It was wobbly, but not much to the side. Well, that was great play by the Springbok. You would have noticed that New Zealand tapped it down from that kick-off. And two Springbok players grabbed Marshall as he took the ball and all, and turned it over.
They go short. Freed up, but he threw a poor pass to Maxwell. Marshall had to recover.
Play now. Play on. Get out there, Greg, get out.
Mertens goes in, and
Never onside. Never onside.
the Springboks were offside.
Behind the last player.
Yeah, Andrew Mertens was screaming at the referee to acknowledge it.
Back, guys, back. Back. To the touches.
Obviously, the referee can't see everything. And so often we see halfbacks first 5'8", reminding him. Good referee, in my opinion, Peter Marshall, a referee who allows the game to go. I hope Ed Morrison back in England is watching this game. I thought he single-handedly destroyed the match, Wales versus the Box, by blatant disregard for the advantage law. I certainly hope it doesn't happen in the World Cup later in the year.
Here's Anton Oliver. Maxwell again off the top to Brooke. Marshall to Daryl Gibson. Blowers in support. 5 metres on the Springbok side of halfway, and they've lost control of it. Handed away by Otto van Hesselen. Here's Osterons. Nice little touch from the big fellow. And Wilson hoping it'll get across the touchline. But I suspect he had to take it across. Yes, he did.
Outstanding skills, wasn't it? Osteront, heaviest man on the field, and a beautifully balanced. Have a little look at this. Juggle the ball just for the crowd, but have a look at this little right hand, dainty little kick from a big bloke like that. And put the pressure perfectly on the All Blacks to take the ball into touch. Have a look at this. Bouncing so close. Well, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Van Hesselen for Du Toit, but it's well wide of the mark. Gibson up to take Yapi Mulder. This is being mauled, and so the All Blacks will fancy their chances of getting this back. Yes, they do.
Taken by Green.
New Zealand taking advantage only just of that poor pass or poor clearance from set play.
Jonah Lomu there, Mark Hammett, Dylan Meeker, Royce Willis, who made such a magnificent debut in Durban last year. There's Greg Feek and Byron Kelleher. That's the New Zealand bench. And the coach himself, John Hart. Well, it's been a tough, tight start to this game.
Tough, tight start to the year for John Hart. He's had the whole summer to think about the problems of last year. There's been some big changes, certainly within the environment of this All Black side. Seemingly very positive at this stage. But of course, today's crunch time to see how the progress really is, Judgment Day.
Andre Vos was the injured player, but back to position.
Don't go down.
Replacement for Corne Krika.
Hold, engage. 2 hands. Next time.
Big pressure here on the All Black scrum.
Heads up.
Yes, that's the first one.
Didn't go 90.
We've seen pressure, points to the Springboks. Interesting, the All Black pack held fast on their own goal line a few moments ago. So let's have a little look at this one here. That's a much better scrum, isn't it?
Yep, Randall now for Marshall. Inside the 22, Justin Marshall, and it floats away from Montgomery. Mertens waits back. And kept in by Rousseau. So sides to open it up. Du Toit couldn't hang on. Now the All Blacks could turn this into something. Marshall frees up for Mertens. Wilson with his pace. And a player was taken out.
Taken out without the ball. 14. Do not foul the ball. It's penalty 10 metres.
And the penalty goes the All Blacks' way.
Play taken out. They kicked the ball forward and didn't touch it.
Now let's have another look at this. And the tackle was on Christian Cullen by Chrono Otto. And he's paid for his sins by staying down.
Well, Wilson threw the hole nicely, couldn't quite get the ball alive. It was a poor pass, really. One may say it was great defence by the Boks, but really, Wilson going through that tackle, had to protect the ball. It was crucial to keep it alive. In test matches like this, New Zealand versus South Africa, there may only be 2 or 3 opportunities to score tries. In each half, they must be taken. That's the difference between winning and losing often.
Merton's second penalty attempt, beautifully struck.
Well, once again, Andrew Merton's displaying the touch that he has, perfect control of that ball.
2 penalty goals by Mertens, 6-0 as we come to the halfway point in the first spell. Grabbed by Andre Fenter for the Springboks. Von Hesslen, Peter Muller, powerful runner, takes it hard at the All Black defence. Now Von Hesslen gets it up for Kobus Fasaki as they near the All Black 22. He's going to have another drop kick to Toy, partially charged. Wilson gets it, and the wide open spaces again for Montgomery to get back in association with Rousseau. But Cullen gets him, and he couldn't get to the safety of the touchline. They've done well to recycle though. Van Hesslen nudging down the touchline, but he's put it out on the full. Disappointment for Dave Van Hesslen, the man from Requilin West.
Case Muse, the big Otago front row prop, tight head of course.
Andrew Blowers at the back. Oliver goes again for Maxwell Brook. Marshall to Gibson, back, but it was snaffled away by the Springboks. Just an All Black territory. Van Hesslen.
On the ground, thank you.
And an All Black infringing on the ground. Last man up, Josh Kronfeld, local hero here at Carisbrook. The first opportunity for goal, and it'll be Detroit.
I'd say all the local guys are local heroes down here, Grant. 6 Otago players, of course, in this All Black side today. Beautifully set up, absolute copybook stuff. Yes. Josh Kronfeld trying to snivel that ball. Illegally, of course.
Happy to Toy, made his debut against Ireland this year. Kick of 47 metres. Just away. So the All Blacks continue to lead by 6-0. Mertens unleashes the big dropout. Percy Montgomery. Perfectly for Tane Randall, who anticipated well, looks to see where his support is. Makes it to the 10-metre line. As the All Blacks set it for Justin Marshall. Heaves it wide to Wilson. Lovely pass to Mertens. Cullen wide. Now the chase is on. Montgomery and Cullen. Brilliant tackle. Here's a chance. 5-metre scrum.
Kronfeld screaming for the obstruction. The jersey pulling over the goal line. But the first offence. Let's have a little look at this and replay. Beautifully played by Cullen. Perfect kick, and of course, desperate one-handed tackle, two-handed, sorry. But look at this here. the holding back of Cromfeld, but I think the ball would have beaten him over the dead ball line anyway. So the correct decision has been made.
Stand up. I want effort straight, please.
Magnificent scoring opportunity for New Zealand. 4 metres out.
Guys, you've got to listen to me. Yeah, guys, wait. Just stand up. You listen for me, okay? Listen. Hold, engage.
They won't listen, Peter, because they're trying to get the push on.
Now Marshall clears it off for Mertens. Across the face to Umunga. Floats it up wide for Gibson. Back against the grain goes Daryl Gibson. As the All Blacks set it in midfield. Now Mertens again. Big defence on the far side from the Springboks. And Van Hesselen has lost the ball forward. But what a blanket of green jerseys as the All Blacks tried to put the first points on the board, the first try on the board.
New Zealand desperately trying to create the space, but the green line is safe and sound. Tremendous defence. This level of rugby, of course, the hole just isn't there. The hole has to be created.
Slow it down, guys.
It's tight and it's tough. Marshall to Mertens. Gibson. Couldn't hold it, Daryl Gibson. And here comes the counter-attack with Brayton Pulser. And Montgomery disappointed with the kick. He had plenty of time.
Off the side of his foot for sure. Hard luck, Percy. So this is the move that Gibson and Mertens have done so well throughout the Super 12.
That's not correct, straight.
Maxwell.
Guys, that's a long way down the outside.
The throw is not straight.
It's a long way down the outside. There it is, thanks. Down the outside.
Gibson losing the ball that time, but he's been devastating in midfield attack.
Good scrum here from the All Blacks as Teichmann is taken by his opposite number, Dane Randall. It's there though for Van Hesselen. Du Toit. Wilson and Cullen. Anything could happen with these two back there. Wilson decides to go the other way though. The support's there. As Anton Oliver takes it up. Claimed though by the Springboks. Now Teichmann. Holds it up for Yapi Mulder. Now Van Hesselen went to kick it. Missed altogether.
There's no kick there, guys. Missed the ball. It's not on.
That was tremendous play by Peter Muller. Was set up by Anton Oliver, planted, and Muller dived in before the supporting play of the New Zealand forwards, effectively grabbing a turnover in a crucial position.
And down is Kobus Fasaki, the chartered accountant, Murray. Not too often you get a chartered accountant in the front row.
Well, it's great to see. I mean, the story goes on for many years. I think it's been the marvellous thing about rugby. You look through a team of 15 players and there's people from every different vocation.
Let's not forget Olo Brown, though.
Absolutely. Of course, with professionalism today, a lot of these players don't have the careers they used to have.
Trapped in the back by Randall. Mertens. Across towards Pulser's wing. Umunga gets there. Umunga claims it. Ball lost forward by the Springboks. Now Marshall for Gibson. Almost to the 10-metre line. Cronfeld first there. Sends it across to Iramia. Lovely pass by Umunga. Iramia busting his way through, having a powerful game. And the ball lost forward by Norm Maxwell.
Well, it had to be controlled, really. The advantage line was broken. New Zealand forwards running onto it.
Certainly Alama Iramia answering some questions today.
No one's ever doubted the punch and drive that Alama Iramia has. He's very strong and powerful. It's his ability to connect and link.
Van Hesselen for Du Toit.
Stand on it.
Trapped by Umaga. Straight up the middle goes the big fellow. Finds the support of Randall. All Blacks with good depth on the ball. 12 metres in Springbok territory, they've lost it. Oz Durant having a strong game. He may not last the 80 minutes, but he certainly had an impact. Now Brayton Pulser nudges ahead, tips it back beautifully. Du Toit, 10 metres out from the 22. The All Blacks scurrying back. Now it's away for Fenter. Going hard at him was Iramia.
Right now, there it is.
It's on the Springbok side,
Green scrum.
but not coming back. Well, turnovers costing the All Blacks.
And the turnovers are being achieved by South Africa because of the gap between the ball carrier and the second and the third player so often. Well, that was beautifully done by Brayton Pulser. And of course, South Africa knowing how to take advantage. Driving hard, setting it up, classic stuff really. And Brayton Pulser there in support. Blowers taken out. Yes, it's good play. Montgomery screaming for the ball. This is typical, I think. Fenter loves to have a go. He's physically strong and aggressive. Slow motion, tremendous to see it in slow motion.
Good attacking opportunity here for the Springboks. Away for Du Toit. Saw the gap. Marshall, though, closed it down, but it opened up there for Du Toit. Now Van Hesselen. For Peter Rousseau. Big defence, but it goes again to Van Hesselen. Nakadrotsky. Held by Gibson and Wilson as they keep the pressure on the All Blacks. Now, Van Hesselen again. Peter Muller. Hard at the All Black defence again. Lost control of it. All Blacks should get this one. Be there for Justin Marshall. Mertens wants to have a go on the right. Cullen on Rousseau again. He's done it already once. 10-metre line All Black territory. Now Marshall finds Case Muse. Maxwell sells the dummy. Now it could open up. Wilson. Back to Mertens, playing basketball. Oliver's there on halfway. They're keeping it alive. Now Marshall. Away for Blowers. Offside against Mark Andrews. A mile offside.
10 metres. That's why you turn back in, because you're offside. Number 5.
Trying to run this big Springbok pack around. And Mark Andrews caught wandering offside in midfield.
Yes, I'm sure that is the tactic for the New Zealand team. To move it and move it and move it. Normally they'd be trying to do it in the same direction, of course, to stretch the Springbok forward pack across the field. The way the game is taking shape, it's sort of here, there and everywhere. So it's not quite the plan, I would imagine.
Warming up 10 minutes before half-time. Played by the captain at the back, Carl Hoft. Fighting down towards the 22.
Hands out.
Away now for Mertens. Gibson almost got through. Now Cronfeld. Iramia. 10 metres out from the line. Iramia still got it. There it is for Justin Marshall. Now Cronfeld.
It's a tackle.
And they'll take the scrum as the black wave continues.
The danger man for sure, Daryl Gibson, breaking the line. Have a look at this, and Cronfeld always there in support. Superb. Juggling the ball a little bit. Probably cost the try, actually. Still gave the pass. Iramia didn't see the man coming from the blind side. The ball was set up, but nobody held Iramia. He wasn't held in the tackle, so Peter Marshall screamed out, continued play, which of course he did. So what a great opportunity for this All Black forward pack.
Big scrum from the Springboks, though, as Randall takes it forward. Marshall will drag it out of here for Case Muse. Defence closes on him smartly. Now Mertens up for Iramir again. Marshall doubles round.
Play on. There it is. There it is. Just a ball, just a ball.
It's there. They'd love to put their hands on it, but they're not allowed to. So here goes Tane Randall again.
Tremendous defence.
Just on one, Green.
It's Umaga. Mertens had to go at the defence.
Got a more.
Now it's a more. Got to get it down somehow if they can. There it is on the South African side. And the All Black players, Maxwell and Umaga, offside.
Come back. Throw the ball away.
Cost them an extra 10 metres, the ball thrown away.
And South Africa obviously delighted to have the opportunity to relieve pressure. Well, it was an onslaught. Peter Muller there, ripping the ball, I think free from Mertens, whilst lying on the ground, I might add.
Powerful man, Peter Muller, made his debut against the All Blacks way back in 1992.
Yes, he's a strong man, often breaking the advantage line, setting it up.
Tipped by Andrews. Now Du Toit for Muller. Kronfeld gives Mertens a hand to bring him down.
Play on. He's right, he's right.
Ripped away by the All Blacks. Mertens change of direction here for Gibson.
Get off again. Leave it.
Almost to the halfway line, Marshall. Brooks standing out wide. Goodness me, Yapi Mulder couldn't be any further offside if he wanted to be. Quickly taken by Justin Marshall. Now Randall looking to use his pace. Oliver, well held by Fenter. Blowers leaves it behind. Now getting back. It's all the big fellas getting back here. Umaga is going to have to get back quickly for the All Blacks. But in the end, it's Robin Brook who tips it out.
That was Robin Brooks saying, let's settle this down, start again. But of course, in doing so, it's a great attacking platform for the South African team. Yes, well, those guys are delighted to be here, obviously.
6 minutes remaining in the first half. Gary Teichman cleanly for South Africa. Good play here, edging the All Blacks back. Now Van Hesselen to Du Toit. And they're running interference. Yapi Mulder came across.
Yes, well, it was. I don't think it was intentional, but it certainly worked out that way. So New Zealand now with the opportunity to relieve the pressure. Mertens making no mistake because it was really a 60-metre kick. Yes, I think it was a lack of communication there, really. It wasn't planned, that's for sure.
Anton Oliver finding Randall. Oh dear.
That's what you call being shunted out of the line-out when you're in the air.
It's a long way down, isn't it? Now Gibson back for Mertens. Wilson is in. Wilson is through. Now the chase. Cullen Rousseau. Cullen leading the charge. Cullen looking to control it. And he knocked it on.
Well, he did indeed, but it was a magnificent movement right from the start. Mertens creating it, and Cullen all but finishing. There it is, the little knock-on. Pretty clear for the world to see.
All Blacks creating the opportunities, but so far not finishing.
Up, please. I won't have you pushing in, thank you.
Interesting to see this titanic struggle up front. Place Muse perhaps getting a little advantage on that one.
Number 7, Green.
No, I'm sorry, it was Hoft.
Hold, engage. These guys.
Van Hesselen looking for Du Toit.
Cut.
And that was partially charged, so this will be Springbok ball.
So South Africa opting for a three-man line-out, using a flanker as the halfback.
Oliver gets through to disrupt. Van Heslen. Hit by Robin Brook. Taken in by Durant, now Drotsky. Kick made by Rousseau. Cullen looking into the sun. It's not easy. Now here they go on the counter-attack. Looked a bit on the high side from Peter Moller. Referee says okay though. Now Mertens off the side of the boot. Umaga and Polsa. Montgomery grabbed by Umaga. Gets up and goes again, does Percy Montgomery. Now Van Heslen. Du Toit with the educated left boot, but it's not too educated on that occasion. Eric Bevan rushing back to the mark, which is 15 out from the 22, and Andre Foss, a replacement player, is in trouble as well.
Well, the pace of the game is taking its toll on the players.
Last couple of minutes before half-time. Now it's off to Marshall in a big gap. Support from Kronfeld. All Blacks hit it with everything. Also got through to disrupt it on the All Blacks side, but the All Blacks are offside.
We're offside. Yes.
Another one of those opportunities went begging.
It's just a tackle at that stage.
Marshall through the hole with support. Not able to clear the ball to Kronfeld. Had to go at the last line of defence, Brayton Tulsa by himself. But so beautifully closed down by South Africa. I think it's the speed to where the tackle to be made. Have a look at this. Through he goes, has a go. I guess Kronfeld was on his inside. It's not knocked on yet, planted. Of course, lost forward by New Zealand.
Trainer Otto for the Springboks. There it is for Van Heslen. Du Toit pushing the ball forward as he has done for most of the half. Umaga comes in to claim it. Couldn't quite grab it. Ball lost. Otto fires it wide. And Brodsky lost it forward. The challenge from Umaga, who's all over the show.
Well, here's, I guess you could see Jonah Lomu warming up on the sideline 10 minutes before the half. And Christian Cullen's been playing so well, I guess if Jonah comes on, it's for that man Umaga. So he's putting every little bit of ounce and energy he can into the game.
Mertens from inside his 22. And that is half-time. No try scored in the first spell at Carisbrook. 2 Andrew Mertens penalties give the All Blacks the lead at the break by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, Sean Fitzpatrick, plenty of opportunities for the All Blacks, but once again the South African side scrambling well on defence.
Well, they defend so well, don't they? With Mulder and Muller in the centres, there doesn't seem to be many ways through there, but just have to keep on trying, and who knows. But definitely the defence of the South Africans at the moment is outstanding, considering that they've only had about 30% of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. And the message from John Hart to his players there under the grandstand.
I think they've just got to eliminate the mistakes and maintain possession and try and finish off, obviously, and it's going to happen. We just need to keep the pressure on them, look after our scrum. It seems to be under a bit of pressure, but our ball has to be quality ball.
Yeah, there's a real battle in the front five there. How do you think the All Blacks are going there specifically, Sean?
I don't. They're definitely slowing the game down anyway, the South Africans. But Osterand has obviously made a huge difference to their scrum since they played the Welsh. But we're going all right. We're, there's a lot of them with their heads down, and as I said, they're trying to slow the game down with injuries.
Sean Fitzpatrick, the great tactician, what would his message be in the second half?
I just do the basics well. Don't play it in their half. And as I said, just trying to eliminate the mistakes, and the holes will happen. But just keep control and keep them under pressure.
Thanks very much, Sean, and over to you, Nisbo.
Beautiful afternoon in Dunedin at half-time in the first Tri-Nations Test match of the season. It's 2 Andrew Mertens penalties that separate these sides, Murray Mexted. But it's been the All Blacks who have created the chances but haven't finished them.
Really honest to New Zealand in the first half for sure. Not able to finish off those opportunities that they did create. They created them well but didn't finish. Therefore, really 6 points to 0 seems to be a fair indication of the first half. South Africa defended tremendously. They had great ability, great attention to the ball and to breakdowns. Created a lot of turnovers, but really didn't quite have enough possession and certainly didn't create any try-scoring opportunities.
Just having a quick look around the two sides, doesn't certainly look as though there are any changes in the All Black team at half-time. Jonah Lomu sure to make an entrance into the game at some stage. The Springboks, of course, lost Corne Krika early on, replaced by Andre Vos. So it'll be the South Africans looking into the sun in the second half, although the shadows creeping up towards halfway already in the game. Christian Cullen, oh so close a couple of times in that first half.
Yes, he's actually performed very well. Peter Rousseau has problems with him. Cleanly beaten once.
Second half is underway. The kickoff made by Du Toit, claimed by Maxwell, hands it off to Anton Oliver. And the All Blacks set it for the first time. Marshall for Mertens. Straight down the throat of Montgomery. He hooks us back into midfield. Mertens does well. And knocked on by Jeff Wilson.
Marginal decision, I thought, from way up here in the commentary box. I must say Peter Marshall was much closer. Well, Mertens recovered beautifully. Yes. Looked like it might have been knocked back to me.
Selborne Boomers on for South Africa. Here's Montgomery. Inside the 22, the Springboks. Now Van Hesselen for Du Toit. Taken down by Maxwell. Strong defence from the All Black lock forward. Now Du Toit again. Looks inside for Andre Vos. Here's a chance for the Springboks. Ball loose, and they lost it forward. Strotsky across the line, but the ball lost forward.
Well, it was a good move by the Springbok, turning it back into where the gap was, but that's where it was lost forward.
Marshall very much on defence.
Have it up, thanks.
Well, I'm not so sure that went forward from Teichmann. It may well have come from an All Black hand.
You hit straight, please. Crouch us first. Yeah, we crouch first.
Big scrum for New Zealand here.
Trapped in the back by Randall Marshall. Kicks quickly. Not well, though. Montgomery now is any good at drop kicks. We're about to find out. No, he's hopeless. Now Eremia. Here's a chance for the All Blacks. Marshall. Just on the Springbok side of halfway. In to claim the ball. Pops up for Carl Hoft. Now Oliver. Out for Tane Randall. Slips it to Eremia. Gibson. Umang has overrun it, so they need to get the troops there quickly. 15 out for the 22. Umanga plays halfback. Brook. Wide across to Mertens. Wilson. Here's a chance. Kronfeld had to hang on as Cullen got in front. Now Wilson backs up for Marshall. battling his way up towards the 22. Randall goes a couple of metres. All Blacks looking to get it back. It's coming on the Springbok side though, and too slowly.
Tremendous defence by the Springbok team. Getting there in numbers for sure. I didn't see it. I thought it was Andre Fenter, but it may have been Foss. Have a look at that try-saving tackle, really, because Christian Cullen was outside unmarked. Andrew Merton's lending some weight.
Case Muse, I think, the injured player for the All Blacks. First test match on Carisbrook. Big moment for the Otago man. First test against the Springboks as well.
And it's a big ask for him too.
Settle down.
Still looking for the game's first try.
Last thing, guys. With me.
Marshall for Mertens. Gibson! Again the bust from Daryl Gibson, and the All Blacks lost it forward.
Black player lost it forward.
As Cronfeld couldn't hang on to it.
Get out of that. Stand up.
Good battle between the two number 7s, Fenter and Cronfeld.
I think Fenter winning that one, that's for sure.
Hold, engage. Guys, hand down, thanks. Hand down. Must have your hand up, please. Up, thanks. Doing every scrum, must have it up.
Peter Marshall's got Case Muse. Put his hand down. It's got to be bound. So Montgomery with the relieving penalty.
Well, 4 minutes into the second half, it's exactly like it was in the first half. Full of intensity, full of offensive defence, full of turnovers. Look at that possession, 50-50.
It's a real dogfight. Fenter for Durant. He certainly came back after half-time. Mark Andrews didn't. Now Dutoy in for Nakadrotsky. All Blacks have stolen it through Cronfeld. Terrific loose forward play.
Back ball. Back ball, thanks. You're playing 19, I believe. Let's play here. He cut straight through the middle, he was right. It was okay.
Well, Cronfeld snaffling that ball superbly. Brilliant turnover.
Put the hand up. Hold, engage.
Marshall peels away.
No, down, guys, down. The scrum's down, thanks. We're going again.
Well, they've shown the hand of it here.
Guys,
The scrum
right
has to be reset.
Well, that was an example, really, of changing the move. The ball didn't come out perfectly. They were going to move it to the right-hand side. It was slow coming out, so in the end, Randall decided to come short side. Let's see what happens now. First
They're
move.
going to do it again, yeah. Now Mertens, Gibson. Pass to Aramia.
What's it forward? No. Wait, it's over again.
Brayton Pulser just getting himself in between the two All Black players.
Yes, it was the timing of the move, really. A little bit slow.
Van Heslin. Dutoy hasn't passed it much today. Down as far as Umaga. Pushing it across into the open spaces, Montgomery. Certainly playing the percentage game, the Springboks.
Well, I guess it's good tactics from their point of view. They're obviously not wanting to spin the ball wide all the time, but it is interesting to see those statistics, isn't it? Happy Dutoy kicked it 6 times, passed it twice.
Oliver looking for Maxwell, tips it for Carl Hoft. Have to free this up or they'll lose it altogether, and they will.
Well, once again, great defence from South Africa. How many times have I said that during the commentary? Effectively killed the ball, and it was a maul, which means use it or lose it. And New Zealand lost it. So here's a great attacking situation for South Africa. First time, I think, down on the 22 with their own scrum.
Let's see what they do with it. Teichmann off to Van Hesselen. The toy loses forward. Referee trying to play advantage as long as possible.
Black scrum.
They don't really look like creating anything out wide.
No, obviously they are playing the percentages, putting the pressure on New Zealand, waiting for the New Zealand mistakes.
Mertens standing wide. Again, not finding the touchline. Montgomery.
Not wanting to, though, I suspect.
They go forward, Green.
Now Mertens brings it back into the open spaces. Has a go on Pulser's side. Umunga closing on Brayton Pulser. Oh, that's a dreadful kick. Back into midfield.
Stay down two.
Now Oliver looking to straighten. Runs into Selborne Boom.
Balls out.
Now Maxwell.
Leave it now, 19, leave it. Leave it.
Marshall for Mertens. Uramea, good hands. Cullen. Defence holds again out wide. First man there was Kronfeld, booted away by Peter Rousseau.
Well, Kronfeld's certainly beating his opponent to the loose ball. He's getting there so often. But it's probably the gap, I think, is a little big. And that's where the Springboks are getting it. It's that second bite of the apple.
Oliver goes for Maxwell again, not straight.
Straight, guys.
No excuse, really, in these conditions.
Outside. Outside.
Well, it's certainly down the New Zealand line. Well, that shows there's very little wind down here in Dunedin today. Perfect conditions for rugby. And a good scrum by New Zealand.
Gentlemen. Up, gentlemen.
So I think that was Case Muse putting the heat on.
Closer, please. Closer. Hold, engage.
Osterron might be starting to feel the pinch a bit now. He's been going for 50 minutes so far. Teichmann to the 10-metre line, South African territory. Van Hesselen. Wilson looking to link with Cullen. Broken play for Christian Cullen. Tries to hand it up, gives it away to Peter Muller. Now there's a chance out wide for Montgomery. Blowers looking to chase him down. Here comes Brayton Pulser. Wilson getting across, falls for Mertens. And Mertens somehow squirts it out to the right. Now, Teichmann, he's got plenty of pace. Big tackle made on the South Africans. Andre Voss. Well, fired away by Fasaki. Peter Muller. And knocked down by Cullen. And it'll be a scrum. South Africa had a show there. Percy Montgomery, he made the kick. Here's Peter Muller. Now, he did have players in support here.
Well, I don't think the combination was planned, but it was relatively effective. But the kick went right into the middle of the field. So that was Christian Cullen trying for the intercept, of course. Pretty dangerous when you're 5 metres from your goal line. If he hadn't have touched the ball, it would have been a South African try.
Ollie LaRue is warming up on the sideline for the Springboks. Trapped by Teichmann.
So 90, guys. So 90, please.
There's Ollie.
I'd say he's fairly keen to get on the field.
Hold, engage. Play here. Wait. Yeah, mate, I want
Front
to
rows go
thanks.
down,
Get in the
and
angle.
Peter Marshall says that the
Straight
All
in
Black
angle.
front row went down. And so here's a chance.
Well, Carl Hoff didn't agree, obviously. Seldom the front row forwards that get penalised do agree, of course. But it was a 50-50 call, wasn't it? A lottery situation.
Passed up the chance to kick for goal as they take the line out, the Springboks.
Well, it's a typically aggressive attitude by South Africa. They want the win. They haven't had too many opportunities, really, from set play inside the All Black quarter. Here's a beaut.
Ollie LaRue's on. Drotsky's throw is accurate for Prono Otto. LaRue gets it, number 21. Now Van Hesselen, they send it away to Du Toit. Yapi Mulder. Kronfeld hard on him. Now Du Toit, drop kick from point blank range. He's pushed it to the left.
Well, it looked like a sitter. He had so much time, really.
Another
Well, I think
substitution.
back to the World Cup final.
What's that, Ginge?
Yeah, another substitution. Robbie Fleck coming on. Been warming up for some time, and Muller is off.
Peter Muller goes. Robbie Fleck. Mertens with the long one for Montgomery. Got Teichmann beside him. Mertens has a look to see who's under this. He's going to call for it and easily takes it. Good kick from Mertens. This is a beaut.
And watch the All Black line coming up in defence.
Du Toit's got a powerful punt too. Now Mertens heaves it away to Gibson in centre field. Oh, he's fired it to Brayton Polser. And a timely touch from Tane Randall. Well, Daryl Gibson's pass was a little ill-directed.
Yes, well, it opened it up, of course, the big pass gave Gibson an opportunity. Probably should have held in the ball. I must admit, Tane Randall looks so comfortable out in the backs, running with the backs. The interaction, it's a certain benefit for a number 8 to have those skills.
Tipped away on the All Black side. Now Marshall pops it for Mertens.
Mertens drilling it. Well, that's handy to get that one against the throw. Tremendous work by Maxwell. One big hand getting in the way. And Mertens doing the right thing. Back deep down into Springbok territory. It's a while since I've been there.
Stay there, Black, stay there, please.
Springboks have made 3 changes. Straight replacements and 1 injury. Now Van Hesselen for Du Toit. Closed down by Randall. Cullen. Straight across to Wilson, the All Blacks getting back. Wilson looking to time the charge at the ball. Now Montgomery. Well and truly closed down on the 22. And here's a big chance for the All Blacks.
Where's that?
Yes, effectively, that up and under effectively not being taken securely by South Africa was a mistake. Montgomery in the invidious position of having 2 forwards targeting him. Sorry, it was Wilson and Kronfeld.
Marshall away to the right. Marshall in the gap. Hit by Montgomery, who flew at him. There it is on the All Black side. Snapped up by Maxwell. Carl Hoft again plays halfback. Now Mertens. With a little kick forward for Cullen. Here's the opening try. Christian Cullen.
Well, the mercurial Christian Cullen. So often does he pull off a try like that. Just seems to have that ability, that skill, that perception, anticipation. And he's set the crowd alight. So it's slow ball, but good ball. Mertens a perfectly judged kick, and watch Cullen. Never really in doubt. The Springbok line was up flat like it's been all day. Mertens simply putting it in the hole, and Cullen going through and taking it cleanly and underneath the post.
Mertens adding the extra 2. Christian Cullen with his 28th Test try as the All Blacks finally get on the board. And it was a beautifully weighted kick by Mertens. Cullen, with all the skill that he possesses, they could do nothing about it, the Springboks. 13-0 they lead. Maxwell tips it off to Hoft. Now Marshall. Mertens stays inside the 22. Starting to play the percentages themselves now, the All Blacks. Montgomery. Mertens looking for the 22, but he can't find it. It's okay, says the referee. As the All Blacks control this. No, they don't. They took it in, but they won't get it back.
They go forward. Draw ball, Green.
Interesting decision, that one. I would have thought the ball was on the deck. New Zealand forwards going forward. So John has been warming up for a long time. 25 minutes, in fact.
Hold, engage.
Big South African scrum.
Now Du Toit. Mulder running across the face of it. Montgomery dragged down by Iramia. Big defence on the South African midfield.
Have it up. Stay up, thanks.
The All Black defence just as good as the Springboks today. It's a typical New Zealand South African test, this one.
Well, I think that's the first time we've seen it move wide from set play by the Springboks, certainly from a scrum. And it was tremendous offensive defence by New Zealand, driving Montgomery backwards, creating the turnover.
Mertens again, the educated right boot of Andrew Mertens.
Certainly the desire appears to be Mertens playing for territory now, wanting to put the All Black side in the South African half, clearly in the South African half. Of course, the nature of the game has changed now. 13 points ahead, New Zealand. The Springbok now have to use the ball. They have to try and create opportunities. They can't play the percentages now, not being 13 points behind.
Brodsky throws, and again Maxwell up contesting. And I think he might have grabbed it too. What magnificent work by Norm Maxwell.
Outstanding.
Marshall to Mertens. Here's a big test for Percy. He dropped a few in Durban last year, but he's done okay here.
I think he was listening to you, Grub. He's a fine rugby player, Percy Montgomery. Exciting when the opportunity is there. He hasn't had too many in this game.
Let's go. Come on.
I get the feeling that John Hart is about to unleash his reserve bench on the South Africans.
Rush it forward.
And the ball lost forward. Probably waiting for the 20-minute mark, which is only seconds away.
So we see
Willis and John Alomu.
So we see South Africa endeavouring to make something of anything now. A tap penalty, 10 metres from their own goal line, and this is what the result was.
Back inside to Kronfelds. The All Blacks work a loose forward move. Ball is there. Now it's ripped away. Mertens. Intercept. No, he couldn't get it. He's offside anyway.
Offside. Take it easy. You're not going quick anyway. 1, 2, 3.
Braden Pulser, often sensational, certainly went for glory on that occasion. Targeted the ball and didn't come off.
So Mertens is going to have a shot for goal. And this may well be the opportune time for Lomu and Willis to make it on. Made such a wonderful debut for the All Blacks in Durban last year. Third penalty for Andrew Mertens. 16 points to 0. And here come the changes. Lomu for Umanga. And Willis for Brook.
Yeah, Nismo look for a big impact by these players. Fairly aggressive warm-up before they went on.
Toy drops out, short to Kronfeld.
The last man, guys, wait for it.
Controlled here by the All Black pack.
Use it! Use it!
He'll want it back shortly. Justin Marshall. Merton's dominating the game now with his boot. Here's Lomu charging down, and Montgomery has a look at him and says, goodness gracious, where did this bloke come from? Back to Polsa. Blowers chases him across. Now Wilson and Cullen. Little nudge by Christian Cullen. And it's in touch.
Well, it's all happening every way you look. Percy Montgomery being very cool, calm and collected. Just in front of this man, have a look. He was very relaxed, wasn't he? But sensibly so. There was only one chaser, with Blowers also on the inside, perhaps.
Now Von Heslin. Yapi Mulder for South Africa.
Hands out now, Black.
Just near their own 22.
Guys, you're going over the top. I want you on your feet, thanks. Easy, you want it?
Ollie LaRue wants to take it. Across for Robbie Fleck. Now Yapi Mulder. Andre Fenter. Up to LaRue once again. Now Van Heslin. Robbie Fleck giving an injection of pace. Du Toit. Selborne Boom is number 20. 5 metres out from the 22. Really starting to string it together now, Mulder. Fights his way out of a couple.
I got it.
Lay on, says the referee, and he's got the All Blacks, I think, for interference. Now here's Montgomery. Excellent continuity. Now Van Heslin again. Boom. Boom's right. He gets hit hard. Now Van Heslin again. Teichmann. Held up by Oliver.
Go for 3.
Ball retention very good now. Russo. Almost got through. Brayton Polsa. Can't get it down.
Go left.
Outstanding defence.
Scrum.
But oh so close.
And a tremendous passage of play for South Africa. Grafting a good 60 metres. And great ball retention, as you said, Nisbo. Tremendous ball security. And Polsa, he's a try scorer, this man, getting so close. Look at that ball held up. Desperate defence over the goal line, but it's not over yet. So Wilson and Cullen twisting and turning. Typical Norman Maxwell also there defending desperately as if his life depended upon it. Well, what a great opportunity for South Africa here.
Another change, Van Stratum is on with Montgomery out of the game. Looks like Du Toit's gone to fullback. Position he's played a lot. So Bram Van Stratum is in at first 5'8", number 17. Van Heslin, as it's held by Teichmann.
He's on. Race it up.
Well, a fairly neutral scrum, a good effort.
It's got 90. Front row's got 90.
South Africa wanting to put the heat on New Zealand in the at scrum time there. Not able to do so. It'll be interesting to see, will they do it again or will they move the ball wide? That's the question. I suspect they'll have another go at the New Zealand forward pack here. Yes, they've held it in. New Zealand holding, of course, the loose forwards heads up.
Once again, the scrum is screwed.
Down, thanks. Must have you up. 3 down.
So, justified choice by South Africa.
Scrum.
Peter Marshall saying that the New Zealand front row took it down
The side went down.
and awarded a penalty. South Africa opting for another scrum. Well, looks like Ollie LaRue. Incorrect. It was Kotas Fasaki. Of course, Mr. Marshall was on the wrong side, couldn't see that.
Keep the feet up. Hold, engage.
Well,
Now Teichmann. Held up by Mertens. Van Heslin. Boom has a go at the line. Held up by Marshall and driven back.
Outside. Just the ball. Just the ball. Green. Hands. Thanks.
Got the All Blacks for hands.
We're going nowhere, guys. It's a hand by Green.
Yes, well, I think technically he was probably correct. It looked to me like New Zealand had effectively driven forward.
It's a hand.
And it may have been Cromfeld who was leaning over, trying to play the ball.
Just time off. Just time off. It's a penalty here. That was hands.
More contact trouble. This time it's Selborne Boom.
Yes. Fight.
Well, there's lots of contact.
Right, go on.
No doubt about that. Well, it's a necessary evil, really, in rugby, isn't it? The contact lens. Pretty difficult to play the game if you can't see properly. Pretty difficult to play the game anyway, I'd say.
No decision from the Springboks yet as to what they'll do here. Probably put down another scrum, Murray.
Well, I think they have to score a try, really. They have to go for the 7-pointer. It's 5 metres from the goal line, right in the middle of your picture, as you can see. It is a great attacking opportunity from the scrum. Clearly the best option to score a try. Both sides of the field split the New Zealand defence.
Mate, I'm sick of talking to you, thanks. Wait for the call.
Well, it's a tough call, isn't it?
3 or 4 times. He must wait.
How many
halfbacks
halfbacks actually do put the ball in the middle? But he said not waiting for the call, I think, was the call.
Yeah, a bit of a technicality from Peter Marshall, but the All Blacks will take it. And all that pressure comes to nothing as back they go towards halfway. The All Blacks survive.
Yes, and of course the replacement players have created a little bit of impetus for South Africa.
All Blacks in control of this. Near the 10-metre line. There it is for Justin Marshall. Mertens. A lot of kicking in the second half, mainly of necessity. Now Rousseau. Looking to open it up. Trouble if they get caught here. They will. Near the 22. Big pressure from the All Blacks. Coming for Justin Marshall. Now Gibson. Mertens. Wilson's wide. He's got Lomu in support. Now he goes the first time. The big guy, Lomu, almost.
Well, that's what everybody came to see from Jonah Lomu, showing awesome power, strength, acceleration, the whole caboodle, really.
Just have a look at this. He's hungry. Gets rid of 3 or 4 of them. And finally, it's weight of numbers. So, Narkodrotsky. Ball loose. Near the South African line. Van Heslin. Teichmann to bring it back. Hit hard by Blowers. Van Heslin again. They're reluctant to kick it out. Here's Boom. Straight into Royce Willis. Charged. Back now for Marshall. Mertens. Cullen is wide. Cullen for his second. Beautiful defence. Try scored by Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson absolutely delighted to score that try. With combination, of course, Cullen, Mertens throwing the big pass. Snaffled right from the charge down. Marshall with a big pass to Mertens running backwards. Assess the situation, the big loopy pass. Cullen a bit flat-footed. Great tackle by Rousseau. Planted the ball. Wilson picked it up on the bounce, in fact, and scored the try. Well, it was a great try. Watch Rousseau's tackle on Cullen. He had the motion forward. You're entitled to plant the ball like Cullen did. And it bounced perfectly for this man.
Record-breaking try for Jeff Wilson. No other international player has scored 5 tries against Springboks in Test matches. And that's his 33rd in Test rugby. He's 15th on the all-time list now. Merton's just wide with the kick. 21 points to 0.
Nisbo look for a few developments from the All Black reserve bench. Dylan Mika with his kit off, he's ready to go on. And shirt number 19.
About 10 minutes remaining. So John Hart likely to make more changes now. Here's Cullen having a go. It's all been about patience today, Murray, hasn't it? The gaps haven't come too often, but the All Blacks are now cashing in.
Well, I think they've had the opportunities too. They've created the opportunities to their credit. Certainly in the first half, not quite so many in the second half. One big one that Christian Cullen took earlier on, and of course, finally putting another nail in the coffin just now with Wilson's try.
Not out. Dutoy really has got a lovely left boot. So the All Blacks losing the advantage of having that penalty. Gussie Dutoy back in fullback now.
Yes, and I think that the attacking flair of South Africa is reduced by losing Montgomery.
Taken through by Randall.
Good turnover for South Africa.
Van Herselen up to Van Stratum. Springboks getting in a bit of a tangle there. Now Van Herselen again. Van Stratum throws to no one in particular, but he gets it back. Now for South Africa under pressure again as Robbie Fleck taken down.
Leave it. There it is. Just the ball. Get out there. Get out there, 6. Leave in 21.
Still trying to punch their way through the All Black defence. Van Stratum does so too. Hands it up to Yappie Mulder, number 13. Now Van Herselen. Teichmann quickly back inside to Foss. Oh, drilled. Norm Maxwell, what a tackle. Just came on the blind side and flattened him.
Good ball security though.
Now they get it away again for Dutoy into Lomu. Snapped up by Fasaki. Van Herselen flattened by Lomu.
Stay up, stay up.
Now he puts a little kick. Now the All Blacks are going to scramble back in defence. Marshall leading the charge. Chased by Paulson. Excellent work by Justin Marshall on his own 22. Now they need a halfback. So Iramia does the job. And Wilson with a beautifully spiralling punt. More changes coming up. And listen to the crowd as their favourite Tony Brown comes on. And so also does Dylan Mika.
Well, he's certainly another local hero here at the House of Tane. Tony Brown, well, he'll certainly take it to them if he gets the ball.
Teichmann at the back.
The last man, guys, Black. Keep it up, keep it up. Keep it moving. Get outside 1-13.
Just on the All Black side of halfway.
Leave it now, Black, leave it. Leave it.
Now Van Stratum. Entertain Randall.
Leave it, Black. Leave it, Black.
Cromfeld snaffling the ball.
Ollie LaRue straight into Justin Marshall. Van Herselen for Fleck. It's got good pace. Just managing to hang on in defence. Now Van Herselen again for Peter Russo. No way that way. Cromfeld reads it beautifully on Teichmann.
Great play, holding on. Number 8. There it is, number 8.
Teichmann having no option really. He was hitting the tackle by Cromfeld and then swamped by the All Black forward pack. The referee ruled that he held on to the ball, didn't release it. Well, there's some tired players out there. This game's been played at a frantic pace from the moment it started.
Tony Brown driving the All Blacks back towards the 22. Andrew Burton's discussing the match with Byron Kelleher. Oliver. Maxwell does well to tip that to Loft.
Sorry, no Green, get it out. 21, don't take it down, 21.
All Blacks have it up off the ground. You can see it trapped in the back. Now it's there for Marshall. Justin Marshall. He'll go all the way.
Justin Marshall's trademark, of course, from second phase, or from first phase and in a drive. He spots the gap. He's so dangerous, so strong from the base of the ruck, especially when the forward pack's going forward. The opposition defence is, of course, going backwards, peddling backwards. Give this man a hole, and he loves them. So often he's finished like that.
Another test try for Justin Marshall, his 15th. Try converted by Tony Brown. 28 points to nil. The All Blacks heading for a record-winning margin against the Springboks. Previously 20 points a couple of years ago. As Van Stratum gets them going again. Maxwell, who's had another big game. His first really big test with the All Blacks, and he's come through it with flying colours. Marshall again. Down to Rousseau. Cronfeld leading the charge. Can't get him though, but Willis can. Now Willie Meyer, who's on. Kobus Vasaki is off for South Africa. Van Heslen has a go at Brown. He loves to defend. Just keep him coming. Now Van Heslen to Fleck, who's looked elusive so far. Robbie Fleck dragged from behind. 12 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Van Heslen delivers to Drotsky. Lomu goes in hard to make the tackle. Van Heslen again. Now Fleck has support from Ollie LaRue. Ball knocked on though by Meyer.
I lost it forward.
Well, there's been a lot of effort by some of these players. Just watching them now, absolutely exhausted. So many. New Zealand weathering the South African storm that time. Look at the expressions.
Last time the South Africans didn't score in a test against the All Blacks here in Dunedin 34 years ago.
Yes, well, it's been comprehensive by New Zealand today. South Africa weathered the storm for so long and eventually succumbed to this team that appears to have more rhythm at this stage in the season.
Here comes Wilson up for Tony Brown. Case Muse. Wilson going into halfback. All Blacks have got a 1 or 2 injury problems with Maxwell out wide. Now Marshall is playing at centre, doing a good job too. Gibson is the player who's been assisted from the field. So it looks as though it'll be Byron Kelleher coming on and Marshall to stay in midfield. So Kelleher gets another test cap as the All Blacks lead by 28-0. Marshall. Kelleher, powerful runner. Look at this. Up to Lomu. They hold him this time. 5 metres in Springbok territory. The All Blacks keen to get another one before the end. Brown, beautiful play, Tony Brown. Van Hesselen lost it. Marshall has regained it.
There it is, try it.
Can't find it though, and they'll go to the scrum. 40 minutes ticks over.
Just a tackle, guys.
Well, Tony Brown not quite having Marshall in support, went alone. It was a brilliantly placed kick. The bounce was kind for South Africa.
Most people thought that the All Blacks would win this, but not by 28 points. Here come the Chargers, led by Cullen. Oh dear, just got it down and no more. And the clearance made. And that is it. The All Blacks win by a record margin at Carisbrook. 28 points to nil. They poured it on in the second half. It was 6-0 at half time. But tries by Cullen, Wilson and Marshall were able to give the All Blacks a convincing victory in the end.
Well, it certainly was emphatic for New Zealand over South Africa. 28-0, an all-time record. But it was a huge performance by New Zealand, who created so many opportunities throughout this game. They didn't take them in the first half. The second they did, one big one, it started with Cullen's try, and then Wilson, and then Marshall. But the Springboks, to their credit, weathered the storm for 3/4 of that game, and finally it told. And those tries at the end really buried the match for South Africa.
So 28 points to nil. And now Sean Somerville is on the ground with the All Black captain, Tane Randall.
Tane, is it a dream come true leading the All Blacks to victory over Springboks at home?
Yeah, Carisbrook, brilliant day. And we couldn't have asked for anything better. The Springbok match is the ultimate for the All Blacks. And to have the win like we did today is just marvellous.
28-0 now, but it didn't seem the margin would be that at the end of the first half.
It didn't feel like it, and still doesn't now. I mean, you can never take anything away from a Springbok team. But we took our chances, didn't take all of them, but we took them, and that was good enough today.
Aside from Daryl Gibson near the end there, the attrition rate was definitely on the All Black side.
Yeah, we were fortunate with injuries, and the Springboks had a couple of crucial losses, but our guys ripped into it, and we had a good afternoon.
How tough was it? You said you're expecting a real ding-dong.
And we got one. Springbok matches, wouldn't expect anything less, and just glad that so many people enjoyed themselves today.
And you like the new outfit?
Great outfit. Well done. Thanks.
So 28 points to nil. The All Blacks take a one-game lead. 25 victories to the All Blacks, 24 to the South Africans, and 3 draws in 52 matches between these two great rugby-playing nations. Let's hear from Gary Teichmann.
Gary, that was very difficult for the South Africans today, but at half-time, only 6 points to nil down. You had a real chance of staying in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought that half-time to turn around at 6 points down was good. Our defence held out, made a couple of crucial mistakes, and when you do that against the All Blacks, you're going to pay for it.
Some big bonuses out of there. That scrum was going well.
Yeah, compared to last week, the guys put in a big effort during the week, and it paid off today. It looked good.
It's a loss, and you'll be disappointed with that, and the whole team will, but from the point of view of the fact that you're missing players, you had injuries today, I suppose you've got, if you were looking for it, a few excuses.
Yeah, you don't want to look for excuses. You sort of play the players that you got. Injury is part of the game. We went out there, gave it a full go. It was an improvement from last Saturday, which is, if we can improve every Saturday, it's good.
Is that an improved All Black team, do you think?
I think they're looking good. They take their chances, and if you make mistakes, as I said, you pay for them.
Good luck for your next match against Australia. Thank you.
Cheers.
Losing captain today, Gary Teichmann, but it's been the All Blacks' day. Certainly in the second half, they struggled to convert their chances in the first spell and led by 6-0 after 2 Andrew Merton's penalties. But it all happened in the second half, and the floodgates opened a little in the final 20 minutes as they ran in 3 tries to Christian Cullen, Jeff Wilson and Justin Marshall. And Merton's adding the 3 penalties of the conversion. Tony Brown kicked a conversion at the end, and that is a record winning margin for the All Blacks over South Africa as they take the honours at Carisbrook by 28 points to nil.
to the Springboks.